Greetings everyone, my name is Ettervel, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. During the last part, I covered 5 Virus-made levels, so in this part, I'll be covering at least 4 or 5 more Virus-made levels, starting out with this one, Save Your Friends from the Underground Ruins Hard by Lipatio, with 9 plays and a score of 1. As always, if you want one of your levels to be featured in a future part like this one, please leave both the level name and level ID either in the comment section below or direct message me on Twitter. Also, as always, the full disclaimer of this entire LP series is linked in the description below. Also in the description are the timestamps for all the levels I cover in these parts, so if you want to check if your level is covered, expand the description. I'm hoping that this stage isn't too difficult. We'll gain 3 new special weapons along the way. Down we drop into the catacombs. What challenges await us here? Is this a bottomless pit, or is this where I need to go through next? Oh, it's a bit unclear that you have to go to the right. There's no indication that there is a hole in the wall there. You may want to improve that and make it clear on the previous screen that you're supposed to go to the right by jumping. Some neat usages of the jar blocks here. Thank you for the checkpoint. More on the generous side, but then again, this stage is a bit more instant death happy. Taking it slow and steady here just to be safe. Yet I failed because I somehow missed that middle block. Should have used a charge shot at the bottom. Oh well, it's only a minute to walk back. And unfortunately this stage suffers from micro-stuttering. It's gonna end up killing me at least once or twice. Thank you for falling off screen, dear Sniper Joe. It seems that for this stage, slow and steady wins the race. Slow and more precise maneuvering. Down we go even deeper. Suddenly we're outside again. Unless these are the actual underground ruins. And the previous part of the stage were the cave systems. That's definitely an engine glitch. That should not happen. Somehow I just clipped through the junk block there. Forgot about that. This stage is certainly living up to its title of being hard. mainly in terms of number of deaths. More careful shooting out of these junk blocks, clearing a path forward while not destroying the ground beneath me. Because if I make one wrong shot, I'll release one of the force beams, or make it so that the rest of the stage is unwinnable, forcing me to restart from the last checkpoint. When transitioning over to the next screen, make sure to do a jump so I don't clip through a block. Introduction of the quicksand blocks, as well as red force beams. This is definitely becoming a puzzle level. That should take care of that, Sniper Joe. Make sure to utilize quick weapon switching here in order to despawn the charge shot. Didn't do it quite fast enough there. Thankfully, the checkpoint density of the stage is on the higher side, which makes sense as the number of instant death hazards here is higher than usual. If I had tasking tools, I could probably spawn in a charge shot and despawn it after destroying one junk block. Should I go for Proto Man? How will I make the jump back though? Never mind, I'm supposed to go down here. I was just overthinking it. Why would I swap over back to Mega Man though? Probably for the bigger charge shot. Well, I failed to do that challenge properly. Even though this stage is more difficult than usual, it is fun and interesting. Still not quite fast enough. I think it'd be better to go through the rest of the stage as Mega Man. Especially with his bigger charge shot, not to mention his higher shot limit. That's the correct timing. Also, thank you for the next checkpoint. That's too scary, especially if you can't button mash fast enough. Nevertheless, this stage has several interesting gyro block, quicksand, and junk block oriented challenges. Here's our first special weapon, the Time Slow, which I will need to use here in order to slide back in time. I was half expecting to get access to base in this level, and I was right. I don't know how much of this stage is left over, considering that I have 2 more special weapons to unlock. My slide did not activate in time. Sorry if I'm fidgeting a bit. I always have issues with the engine with dashing during screen transitions. They always seem to act a bit funky. That section wasn't too bad, but it is introducing us to the rest of the challenges, so of course it's going to be a bit easier. This is the stuff I'm worried about. Next up is the oil slider, and Gemini laser, and that for not timing it correctly. I need to drop only 2 blocks at a time. I don't know why I can't make that jump consistently. Oh, it's probably one of those oil slider jumps. Back to base. That was way too close. Another scary segment completed. The stage is gradually getting more difficult, and I'm learning from the previous challenges. There's a good overall learning and difficulty curve. Surprisingly enough, the engine didn't rear its ugly head several times. I expected to die a lot more here. Three choices, and Proto Man is locked behind a gate for some reason. I'll try facing the boss as Mega Man. The boss's weakness is probably the Gemini laser. Over gyro blocks, of course. Now I see why Proto Man's locked off, because he can deflect back the crystal eyes. Of course, there's a spike pit over there, and I fumbled my way through the boss fight, so let's try this again. If we're going to be facing the boss using his weakness, we might as well use base here. That's how we finished the stage. Overall, this was a very interesting challenge/special weapons oriented stage. Good difficulty and learning curve, but gosh, it requires quite a bit of expertise, more than your usual traditional fortress or special weapons oriented stage. I'd only recommend it to intermediate Mega Man Maker players. I mean, in this stage alone, I died at least 1.5 dozen times. I would have died less if I paid more attention. But overall, this is a fun stage and currently my favorite level to part. Second level on the lineup is Push Block Mayhem by OfficialMemeGuy, with 58 plays and a score of 19. Wow, that last stage took over 17 minutes to complete. I guess I'll only be covering 4 levels in this part. Nice introduction to both the push blocks and punch blocks. You can push the push blocks forward and destroy the cracked blocks, aka the punch blocks. Showing us how the punch blocks work, or rather, whatever that mechanism is called. And how to time it correctly. Here we gotta be a bit careful and wait because we can't slide while in the power adapter. Now we're being introduced to our first enemy type, the one with the 3 tires, whose name escapes me, of course. Neat challenge corridor, or rather a punching corridor. This is showing us that these blocks can be rotated around and you can destroy the cracked blocks with them. That previous screen forced you to rotate around the blocks, so that was a good introduction, demonstrating game mechanics in an organic fashion. If anything, this stage feels like a good tutorial for the power adapter, the punch blocks, the cracked blocks, as well as these mechanisms. I need to time my jumps over there in order to make it through that gap. I see the trick. Not what I meant to do over there, but this works. Let's reset this room and try again. This is what I was trying to do in some regard. Already in this episode, we have two very interesting puzzle levels. Thank you for the full refill of everything, and I believe this is the final part of the stage before we fight the boss. Makes sense that we'd fight Springman over here. I think it is possible to crush Springman against the wall, but it's a bit difficult to perform. That attack looked really weird. There's a demonstration of crushing Springman against the ceiling. I know OfficialMemeGuy tried to prevent that from happening by providing an extra ceiling above, but he still got clipped against the wall. This is definitely my second favorite level of the part. Great introduction and escalation of challenges, recombination gimmicks, and everything about it. It really executes well on the push and punch block gimmicks. Great work, OfficialMemeGuy. I like this stage a lot more than the previous one I played a few episodes ago. Third level on the lineup is You're the Bomb If You Beat This Level Reboot by Shaun Williams, with 18 plays and a score of 1. Let's see how this stage compares with the previous one that I played. Alright, we immediately start with 2 red force beams and a key to the left. Our first checkpoint. That was extremely generous. Even more generous than the first level I covered in this part. I need to deal with that Whopper first before I can proceed onwards. That should do it. Now I just need to make sure I don't die to the flying shell there. Bit of a close one, but it worked. I totally didn't expect that enemy to pop from the bottom. There's probably another one. Yep, there is one. You need to be careful here and not to pop the pole egg. Of course, I can just damage boost to the right. In fact, let's just ignore these enemies. Rats. That's a big mistake. Can I get base? Thank you. Let's escape. So I acquired base, collected 2 keys and 2 E-tanks. Wow, we even have checkpoints in the middle of these sections. Extremely generous. That was an extreme close one over there, surviving with just 1 hit point left. I could have done the safer route and more sensible route by destroying all the enemies first, but I decided to take the faster route. Just like with the previous stage, damage boosting is our friend here. Good thing I got that key. And it seems that those 2 keys were mandatory, so if you didn't end up collecting those 2 keys on the left, you'd be forced to restart the stage from the beginning because you hit several checkpoints and you can't backtrack. So that's kind of a minus. Nonetheless, by opening that left key door, I gain access to the Thunder Beam. It's a bit of a bad idea to use it here, though. Now I swap over to Proto Man, who takes double damage. Quickly use the time slow here. Now I'll swap back over to Mega Man. Now use the Elect Beam in order to open up the hole there. Same here. This time, now use the Crash Bomber to blow my way through this hot dog. Sadly, we lose access to the time slow here, and now immediately face off against Bomb Man. Rats, almost did it, but I died against the Gyri there. Need to be careful not to fall into that weapon remover there, as that'll probably remove all my special weapons, including the Mega Buster. Overall, this was a hectic stage. It really promotes damage boosting, but it makes sense as there's plentiful checkpoints as well as large life energy respawners. I liked it more than the previous stage, but there is still the potential of soft locking. So, fourth and final level of the part is Heatman's Revenge Remastered by Hydrochlorination, with 5 plays and a score of -1. I wonder why the stage got a negative score. We start immediately with item 2, and a Yoku Block segment. Some leaps of fate here. Well, I can see why this stage got a negative score, at least for this initial segment. Hopefully it doesn't become worse. A lot of flyboys here. First checkpoint, thank you very much. If only I had access to sliding here. Next checkpoint. I tried jumping, didn't work. I'm gonna try going up this ladder. Hopefully it leads to some goodies or it's an alternate route. Huh, I suppose it's the main route then, or an alternate route. I hate making those jumps as well, especially without sliding. I see. More jerkish patterns of yoke blocks. I did a tap jump there. This stage would be a lot easier and more fun if I had access to sliding. Now I can see why this stage got a negative score. That's it, we're done. The main issue behind this stage is that there's way too much trial and error. You cannot see in advance where the Yoku blocks will spawn in, and because you don't have access to sliding, if one Yoku block spawns in above you, you're doomed. And there's no easy way to recover. There are several blind jumps of fate that you need to— the only way you can understand how to do is by trial and error memorization, and it required a lot of attempts in order to do so, at least 60 to 72 deaths off screen. And many of them were also due to button input registration failures. For those alone, I cannot give this stage a thumbs up at all. It gets my downvote. So overall, out of the 4 levels I played in this part, my 2 favorite levels are Save Your Friends from the Underground Ruins by Lipatio, as well as Push Block Mayhem by OfficialMemeGuy. So in the next part, I'll be covering several more Viewers to Mid levels. Well then, thanks for watching and have a nice day. Toodles!